Greetings, fellow Wendigo. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld, the first Wendigo. Episode 179, Farm Complex. First order of business is going to be to do some cleanup, right? The sea ice here is... Or it's not even really sea ice, it's the ice sheet. But this ice sheet is covered in corpses that need to get hauled away. I did have a bit of a thought. So one of the issues with having all these bodies is it does cause save game bloat. And at this point, I think butchering them for meat and leather wouldn't really affect the colony's value all that much. You know, we're already valued at about 1 million. So we're pretty much already sitting at maximum raid size. So what I will do in a bit is ask you whether or not I'll poll once people trickle into the stream, whether I should just try to butcher everything. What it's obviously going to cause is a huge mass of wasted clothing that needs to get burned. So this crematorium and smelter are going to be busy. But that's a possibility just to try to make the game run smoother. The other possibility is just to throw a Molotov in here and forbid the area. I mean, that would solve the problem as well. But it's pretty big waste of food, I think. Some other projects that we're working on the side to breeding would be to work on the xenogerms. We are trying to get as many xenogerms as we can from Soraya and Evie, and we're going to continue that. And then also, of course, the breeding itself. Very hopeful for this new batch that are all higher percentage Wendigo than the litters, I guess I'm going to call them, that we've had in the past. So there's hope that it will be... we will make progress there. But I think what I'm going to do is have you guys vote on my initial big priority. So here we go. We can either kill mechanoid bosses and gestate new mechs. Wendy does have some free space in her bandwidth. Plus, I could always make bandwidth nodes to be able to add more mechs, you know, to tune them to other mechanators if we want. I could also try to make Mechlord gear. I think if Mass, Bryzit, or Low became donned in Mechlord armor, I'd probably keep them out of combat so it didn't get damaged. But yeah, that's a possibility as well. Let's go ahead and get this wind turbine actually hooked up. I got like multiple YouTube comments that I had disconnected it. I haven't really had any brownouts, so I guess even with it disconnected, it hasn't really mattered. But I'll hook it back up. And smooth this stone out. And then we could also focus on the breeding program. Right now, what that would probably mean, we could try to add... So focusing on the breeding program would be trying to add potentially more fabricors to be able to process more baby food, and then more pods, right? More growth vats. It's really challenging. I mean, the amount of nutrients required to grow people is very high. Very, very high. Actually, I ran the math a few months ago, and it's like a ridiculous amount of nutrition required to actually grow them. But, you know, there's always that possibility of growing some new ones. We could pillage ancient dangers, because Wendy's machine body is not yet complete. Loot ancient complexes. Primarily, that's going to be for, like, chem fuel and cloth and things like that. But, you know, that's fine, if that's what we want. Trade with other settlements. We do have Mr. John's the horse, and that would allow Bryzit to trade more effectively. And actually, one thing I should probably account for is to reassess Bryzit's xenogerm, because Bryzit is the only other person that can trade with the, you know, the glitterworld empire, being that he is a count. So it would definitely benefit him to have the xenogerm, or the xenogene that allows him to have better social, just the way they would do it with Mass. We could also reassess the xenogerms of colonists other than Bryzit's, or reassess retiring colonists, right? We have a lot of colonists that aren't really useful for the breeding program anymore, and Wendy isn't sentimental about slaughtering them, so there's that option as well. Jake Cataclysm, Scorpio, and Old Man Mino, thank you for the resubs and bits. Welcome. So Scorpio, you asked, with all that meat, that I'm going to generate. It's a pity I don't have a mega feast. True, yeah. I don't have the ideological... Well, I do. So, yeah, we could also do that. Ooh, bulk goods trader. We could feast. And maybe after this poll is done, I can ask whether or not you guys think I should start to try to process the corpses. I mean, it's going to be a hell of a lot of work to do that, but that's not to say I wouldn't do it. Why the heck are you wearing that armor? Let me switch. Where's the live power on? Wait, what? Okay, it's plugged in. All right, Wendy. Let's get you trading with the bulk goods. Maybe trade with the bulk goods after we kill this mega sloth that is absolutely trying to steal food from our freezer. Yeah, no one invited you in here. Oh, I am really low. No, I'm looking at heat, not hemogen. I was like, I'm really low on hemogen. Where are you going, mega sloth? Trying to fight my other vampires. Kath, go this way. Is it worth gifting the stuff outside to the trader? They are a shaman trader, and they are already left. I would have to, like, teleport magically to get there in time. Possibly. The answer would be possibly, but it's too late anyway. Most of the stuff that's outside are weapons, though, so I would need to call in a weapons trader to be able to get it to them. Because most of this debris is just weapons that need to get, hauled and smelted or traded or something. But yeah, that could be a good idea, is to call in a weapons trader to try to facilitate that. Hey, Nitro, thank you for the bits. So it looks to me like focusing on the breeding program is going to be the priority. I could put another sun lamp rice area over here. That could be. Another thing I could do is just ask you how you want me to focus on the breeding program. Whether it would be gestating additional test subjects, or trying to combine the best possible eggs, so on and so forth. All right, I think Wendy did not get over to this this bulk goods trader yet. Oh, they have rice. Yeah, I'll buy it, just to supplement the amount of rice that we currently have. If I am going to be adding additional hydroponics, it wouldn't be a bad idea to stock up on components, because components are really... Or rather, hydroponics is really component intense usage. They've got absolutely zilch for gene packs. So one of the things I would probably change about default RimWorld is, like, more gene packs being sold more reliably. Because as they are now, it's just totally a crapshoot whether you get to buy them or not. And, well, I mean, that's not great. Alright, well, there's the trade. Not as interesting as I had hoped. Alright, here is a poll. How to focus on the breeding program. I can either add a farm and more growth vats. I can focus on the best egg fertilizations. I can call the current population to make more room for subjects, or something that you guys suggest. So we'll see how you guys vote on that. And it looks to me like I'm already running into a situation, which doesn't surprise me, that the tainted clothing is getting a little out of hand. We're currently butchering human likes in order to, you know, fulfill or fill up our Yep. I think what I'll do is switch the smelt apparel and destroy apparel, and put destroy apparel up higher. And then also, yeah, we already have it dropped on the floor. So I think we're going to hit a situation where I'm just going to be overwhelmed by the amount of tainted apparel. But we will see. Now, I did add a new mech recharger. I did notice that a lot of the smaller mechs are having trouble, you know, having room on the recharger. If we take a look here, we have a lot of small mechs that are really low power percent, which is indicated that I need more small chargers, which is fine. Now, it's a lot of eggs in there. For now, I'm going to stop butchering human likes, just so that we can catch up, because we're going to fill this entire courtyard with tainted clothing at this rate. Oh, Kath is okay. All of the xenohumans have their genes regrowing still. Just checked. I think it would also be wise for everyone to be assigned to crafting, so that smelting clothing, the responsibility can fall to sort of everyone. Are the colonists that are good with plants actually helping the farm? They are, yeah. They're on to, except for Wendy. Wendy's skipped out on that responsibility. I'm going to go ahead and turn off the ground pen scanner. I think every possible underground resource has already been found multiple times over, so I don't think I need an intellectual sitting on that anymore. One way to make it easy to fertilize the regular species eggs is to pick like one specific individual and do it in a batch. So to like pick someone that has waster genes and just fertilize everything but the waster eggs, as a sort of very quick, very efficient shotgun method approach to not spend so much time, you know, figuring out the ideal candidates, because at that point the game will grind to a halt and progress just won't be made in a reasonable time frame. So we are getting rid of the bio-coated weapons. The other thing I could do at the end of this bill here is copy the destroy apparel and put that in. It's not going to be as efficient because most of the tainted apparel is right around the butchery. but at least it will help to alleviate some of the influx. I could also add another smelter, of course. That's always a possibility. All right, so add a farm, add growth vats. Got it. I'm going to add a farm. I'll just have it attached to the old one. The only problem with this is that I think it's going to cause some walled-in voids. So that's where the grow light covers. Yep. Yeah, it's going to cause some voids. So I'm going to need some doors to allow my colonists to access these areas out here, like if I ever want to. But this seems like a pretty reasonable spot considering the rice storage and process is right over there. In fact, you know, I could just jump the gun and do 2 farms. Why not? Why not just scale up, right? It's a very awkward use of this space though, because what I'm doing is I'm digging around the overhead mountain tiles so as to not to use them necessarily, but they're kind of hard to avoid. So what might make sense is for me to just fill in the voids rather than have like pod droppable areas in the base. Just fill in all the gap space with slate blocks. I think that's probably going to make the most sense in this instance, so that I don't have a situation where like trade items or raiders or something like that are absolutely trapped and become a problem. The one thing I really wish I had was a reasonable way to train my colonists to be better constructors, because I simply don't have a method to do that. And it's unfortunate, because as a result, the responsibility of a lot of construction lands on Wendy's shoulders. I guess it is her workshop, however. Just random people showing up. Maybe just roof the whole space and make it part of the base. Seems like less work. That's not how pod drop raids work. Or scattered pod drop raids. They punch through roofs. They just don't punch through overhead mountain. So that doesn't solve any of the problems that I had mentioned. What I'm trying to do is to prevent anyone from potentially arriving through punching through the roof tiles. So here's the roof map, and I had carefully sort of traced all the areas that were overhead mountain, but now I'm just filling it all in because it's safer that way. Quest available, Titanic construction. You know, I can pretty much guarantee that I'm not accepting that, considering that I am currently embarking on a Titanic construction, but I'll look at the rewards. The rewards are terrible. Absolutely terrible. Oh my lord, they're so bad. 5K for a 6,000 stone monument. Yeah, I'm sorry, but I can actually sell the stone for market price better than that. Get out of here with that garbage. embarrassingly lowballed. Is he still melting this, destroying the same clothing from the original time I instructed him to? Yeah, I think so. Vanometric is fairly rare. Yeah, and it's also fairly useless when you have as many unstable power cells as I have. Because unstable power, you know, I even have a vanometric, but unstable power cells, you know, 2.5 of them make for one vanometric. Of course, the vanometrics don't explode in the same way, but... So I think it probably makes sense to leave a door here. For this farm. But I'm gonna really fill in the voids so that it looks better. Which is a lot of work, but so is gestating people for the Wendigo project, so a lot of work is not that much of a problem for Wendy to undertake. So I'll bring my farm total from 5 to 7. It might allow for me to start growing psychoid and hops again, because I haven't been doing that for a while as a result of trying to get the rice count up. Right now the rice count is about just shy of 4,000, so it's pretty good. I just don't have haulers to be able to haul the rice where it belongs. It looks like this work is going pretty quickly too. Oh boy, that is looking fairly full. It's 462 size. I don't really know how many corpses are in there. I guess I could probably do the math, because this is 101 corpses, so it's the amount of corpses I have in my stockpile minus 101. But whatever, I'll just let them load it in. Not my concern. I'm just trying to get the farms built. The occasional mental break risk. I think these mental breaks are more a result of it takes a very long time to traverse this map tile. So they get tired while they're trying to haul things back to the base. And there's not really a functionally good way to avoid mental breaks that are of that nature. Damaged ship. Glitterworld Empire. Pigs from Poico. Valens and 2 other civilians in a cataphract. Commander and civilians must be rescued. Sure. I'm gonna have you guys pulled on this. Should I rescue Valens? Hey, Uko. Thank you for the resub. And yeah, the bodies do affect the performance on the map. But not as much as all the moving parts. Moving parts being like the prisoners, colonists, etc. It's too bad I can't just like put the prisoners into like a stasis. That would help things a bit. But the area designated for the farms is really come together. It's almost fully... The voids are almost fully filled in. I'm not going to bother with that. I'm just trying to make it look nice and clean. For my own sanity. And it looks like you guys want me to rescue Valen, so what reward? I'm just going to type up 1, 2, and 3, and here are the options. So, reward number 1 is just honor. Reward number 2 is a mech commander helmet, archetype capsules, uranium. And reward number 3 is plasteel, a monosword, a tough skin gland, and a bionic eye. And they're landing in 7 hours. Face, it would be good if you didn't butcher our test subjects. The other thing I think I want to do is to switch one of these over to back to herbal, because I'm really low on herbal root, or heal root. And if I don't, I'm going to not be able to actually do the egg surgeries anymore. So it looks like reward number 2, the Arctic Capsule 1. And let's go ahead and accept it. They crashed in kind of a bad spot. Because they're very close to the edge of the map, which means they're going to be very annoying to defend. Alright, that's fine. I think what I'll do is I'll just preemptively march my mechs up that way. My combat ones. I don't know if they'll actually physically get there in time. And then I'll start to move the colonists in just a minute. Knowing that the colonists are a little bit faster than mechs on average. Just a wee bit. Okay. Wendy's hemogen is full. Stevie, why don't you have a melee weapon? It's probably my fault. Do you have a shield belt? No, you have a shock lance. Okay, so I'm doing everything wrong for you. There you go. Get a melee weapon, get a shield belt. All my other brawlers have both. Cool. Alright. It's time for everybody to head north to make sure that the Royal is safe. And Stevie, you're all set too. In about a little less than a day, we'll have 2 embryos hatch. So a little reminder about these guys. One is a 4. The other is a 5. Neither of them are required to be prisoners because they don't have bad genes. We'll to see what you end up deciding their fate once they're adults, but just letting you know that they're going to be popping out. So the one that can die is a rip of whatever, Tau. I'm going to call you Tau. Steve is the one with very good traits. Yeah, nimble, super immune, fast walker. Pretty good traits for Vat born. Or Vat raised. Every now and then I get good ones. Doesn't happen often, but it does happen. It? Yeah, actually stick around. I was gonna say he doesn't really belong here, but I think it's fine. Got a work frenzy, huh? Oh, here they come. And I was correct about their point of entry. In terms of dangerous weapons, they have none. No doomsday launchers, anything like that. Hey, Sean, thank you for the resub. I don't necessarily want the grenadiers to be throwing Molotovs, though, so I'm going to want to isolate them so that they don't do harm. That was a good shot. Releasing some war urchins just as cannon fodder. Where is my... Oh, there you are. Where... yeah, my other sectors. Alright, there's a lot of Molotovers getting close to Wendy, so... I did just scramble Alp and Alejandro. Oh, and they're throwing Molotovs on her. That's cute. Time to move away from that. In fact, I can have my brawlers put the fire out. I think this this hit from Marauder is going to wipe out a huge swath of them. Nope, their low shield pack did work. Good for them. I have my brawlers just kind of hanging it out back here as like insurance so that the shooters don't get overrun, but now I'm going to have them start to close the gap and wipe them out rather than stand around ornamentally. Yeah, fleeing fire, that's fine. She's not in any real danger. And Frosty, I'm going to have you put the fire out. Oh! Their leader showed up to this raid. Fauna Fur Wells. Don't know who it is. Just one of the corpses in this big old pile. But good job. I should, it's too bad there's like no bounty system or something. Alright, and then they're fleeing. Mechs. Immediately I'm just gonna have you go down to recharge, because you're no longer needed. And everybody can be undrafted. Wendy's no longer fleeing fire, which is good. Have her try to get more killed somebodies so that she can be happy and make others around her happy. I'm trying to stay away from the fire so I don't get force fleeing, but also get close enough to finish the enemies off. Did someone kill Steel? I think their Hussar might have. Oh no, I already have kill someone times 5. Alright, you want to get nice and close? That's fine. Just don't be scared of the fire. Wait, they had a shield belt? Not anymore. Alright. Well, that was relatively easy. I did draft everybody, so there wasn't a lot of risk. But I don't even think I took very much in terms of damage. Just a few cracks. Some of the mechs fared a little bit worse, but, like, no one fared poorly. And while everyone's running back home inside, I'm just going to have them grab a pile of rice. For a second, it'll look like, oh, yeah, here he is. Right? Isn't it? Fauna for Wells. Yeah. All right, off with your skull. I found them. Nighty-night. Hey, Slotus. Thank you for the reset. I think that, did all of them survive? Yeah, I don't think any of them even, like, took damage. We just did that well. And now we have a Mech Commander helmet. So if you're wondering, Mech Commander helmet adds +6 bandwidth, which I could give to any of my my current mech controllers. Of course, it does wear out rather quickly. Or not, I mean, not very quickly, but it does wear out, so it's one of the reasons why I haven't been hooking my mechanators up with, like, Mech Commander stuff, other than the bandwidth pack, which doesn't decay, is you have to constantly refarm bosses in order to make new pieces. So unless you use a mod that allows you to repair gear, I find the Mech Commander gear to be a little annoying to use for that reason. Because you're constantly required to make new stuff. And it's like a grind that doesn't end. Oh, we butchered human-like. It's cute that they're upset like that. All right, so here is a big polling question. Should we take the policy of butchering rather than storing corpses? I'll have you guys decide. I have personal opinions on the matter, but I'll put those aside, let you guys pick. Low! Very nice helmet you have there, but no. No, Low, no. I'm not going to let you keep it. So I put a temporary stockpile of slate blocks here. I'm just going to get rid of it because I don't think anyone's hauled slate blocks to that spot once. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld, the first Wendigo, which originally streamed live on Twitch May 28th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams, as well as a link to Twitch. If you'd like to join my gaming community, Rhadamant.com also has a link to Discord. Thank you so very much for watching. A special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. Hope to catch a next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow Wendigos.